go. Right where it says record. Okay, I'm recording. So, Lee, do you want me to make you the presenter and you can kind of walk through your questions, or how do you want to do this?
I think we might want to do it that way because the screen that you're looking at doesn't look like it's a 21-inch screen, so it's
No.
kind of condensed.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right, I just made you the presenter.
Okay. All right. Let's see. So, gotta open another instance of this here. Okay. Um. Okay. So let's see. Okay. Okay. It's crazy back-to-back conference calls here today. I just got out of one. Okay. You guys can see the UI loading?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so one of the things that is kind of a common theme that Anna and I were trying to figure out just kind of generally was like how to adjust justifications and bound, justifications. So in other words, this element right here is a detail, is details, and like let's say that I wanted to justify it with the since 1985 just to see how it looks. How would I do that, Danny? Because I know there's no functionality here, so it looks like it's something that would have to be addressed in the hold on one second, in the code. But there's not a lot of space here. We did find the JPEG somewhere in here.
Yeah. But. So with your nav, I think what we did, so a lot of the stuff that you maybe can't find would be in our custom CSS. That's a little bit more tricky to deal with, but the logo is left justified because we made the width 100% just for that navigation, and we can bring it back down to where we had it before. I think that's what we did.
So that's for the whole website?
Did you want to do it for the whole website, or did you want to just do it? Because I think we just adjusted the navigation, so only the navigation was showing that full width, and that's why it's not lining up, I believe.
Yeah, right. In other words, I didn't want to necessarily do it for the whole site. I just wanted to be able to try it for the navigation and maybe in some other places. So how you're saying you just so I understand, you wouldn't go into this code here and change it into this HTML?
Yeah, there's more like advanced elements to your site because it's kind of customized. So a lot of my changes that I've made are in your custom CSS settings, and that's going to be that hamburger nav up to the right, top right corner. Site settings.
Okay.
Yeah, I would recommend like always asking if you are trying to adjust something and it's not working the way you want it to, just reach out and ask. And you'll see custom CSS is right there at the top. You're gonna have a lot of custom CSS in your site. It's gonna be slightly confusing. This is not something that you should have to deal with too much. That's my point. So yeah, I just wanted to show you that's where some of your customization lives. So if you can't find something in the HTML code, that would be why. Yeah, so close out of there.
So basically, I mean, I don't want to have to come to you guys with everything. Like if I just want to see what something looks like over slightly over to the right or back. So, I mean, if it's something that you think is slightly teachable, or that is something that, or if it's something I have to come to you guys each time, I know it's not a big change, but, if I'm just trying to see if something looks right this way or that way, it's kind of, if it's something that is kind of a universal rule or something that you can show me, or show Anne, that'd be great to know.
Yeah, so there's a couple different ways to justify content, and a lot of the times what we use are columns. Like, for example, your header right here, this is using columns, and so the reason why it's that wide is because it's only 6 columns wide on a large screen, and then on a medium screen it would be like 8 columns wide, and then on a mobile it'll be 12. 12 is the max size you can go. So there are like certain ways to adjust the width, and the text is a lot easier to adjust, honestly. You can adjust the text easily by adding a style into the text, and that would just be like text align left, text align right, text align center. So those would be
how to do that stuff, Anne?
Yeah.
Okay, so the text part you know how to do.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, the text is going to be a lot easier to work with than the columns. The columns is a lot of like experimenting, honestly. You can't have, like, for example, if you have 2 columns, you can't have them add up to be greater than the number 12. So, for example, if you wanted 2 columns, it couldn't be more than 6 and 6. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. But yeah, you've done a really good job. I'm seeing that same thing as you are on the homepage, where the see home estimate is below the sell my home. You didn't do anything wrong. It's just that's a custom CSS from our site builder. Like, this block was made a certain way, and so part of my job is that I have to find these things, and I find them in the custom CSS or in the site builder CSS, and then I fix them for clients. So this one I would have fixed for you because I found that the width is not wide. It's not wide enough, so I would just increase the width for this certain screen size and above, and so it wouldn't be constrained like this.
All right, so basically, I think the consensus is I need to come back to you guys just for these little changes. So this is not a quick fix for the River Realty Services to move it over. It's something you have to do through the custom CSS, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Can we see what it looks like moved over? Or?
Yes, I just need to remember where I put that.
I mean, I'd love to see how you do it anyway, just so I understand. But yeah. I understand the custom CSS is unique to,
Danny, do you want me to make you the presenter really quickly, or?
Yes. I might go into your site leave really quickly too. So, yeah, let's do that.
Okay, then we can at least see what you're doing.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So this is part of my work right here. Sure, I find things.
I don't see her site at this point. Her computer right now.
Oh, you're not seeing Danny's?
No, not at all.
Oh.
Oh, wait a second. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong thing. I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
Sorry. Okay, go ahead. Now I see it.
Okay, cool. So I'm in your site now. Usually we don't like 2 people to be in the editor at the same time. So if I do
you want me to close it?
Yeah, will you close yours really quick?
Sure. Yep. Okay.
Okay, awesome. And I'm gonna go into my site settings because, sorry, I haven't been in here in a while. I've been pretty slammed here.
You haven't been in the site settings section of the website?
Not in, I haven't been in your account for a little bit,
Oh,
so
yeah.
bear with me.
Yep.
So we've got your whole site. This is the width. This right here is setting the width of your whole site. This right here. Oops. So if you see that, this is the width is always going to be 1170 pixels. Important. But I need to find your navigation. So we're going to go here. And here's your navigation. Right here. See, I'm finding, I always leave like notes for each block usually that I customize. Or see, here's logo sizing right here.
Ah,
Wouldn't really mess with this because that took a while.
yeah.
But yeah, so this is your navigation. I can see right here, I know that this is your navigation. I just from my experience, and this is your contain. And so I see here that I changed the width to be 92%. So I need to go back up here and I need to change it back to this, I believe. Let's give it a shot.
You're changing the entire site width?
No, I'm matching. So your site width, the entire site is this right here. So I changed the navigation to be full width, which is different than what your site is. Your site is a little bit more narrow. So I need to change it back to this. So I'd copy that width. So just.
Oh, I see. The overall site is the narrow one, and you're just changing that to the narrow width. I got it.
Yep. I might make this a little bit easier on myself. I might just delete this completely. I think all I have to do is delete this completely. Sorry, I'm like troubleshooting.
No problem. Take your time.
I'm gonna copy this just in case we want it back to that. And I'm gonna delete it and I'm gonna hit save. And then let's see what happens.
Oh, you're thinking that would just default to the
exactly.
Got it.
Yep. Gotta think smarter. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I could do it this way. Oh, wait, this way is so much easier. So usually if you see this up here where it's like going back and forth, and then you'll see these dots, yeah, just let it do its thing, because if you don't, it might mess up the site.
Got it.
Usually takes a little bit of time. Voila!
Oh, perfect. Okay, great.
So that moved it back. So it's all aligned with the rest of the site.
Okay, so that gave me some good insight into how that part of it works.
Yeah, CSS is like definitely a harder language to learn than HTML if you're just starting out. So yeah, just be cautious of if you're making changes.
Okay.
That's just my recommendation. It's sometimes hard to work with, so we're gonna hit save. Do you like that?
Yeah, let's leave it like that for now.
Okay.
So the HTML is the part that the one that you went into, and that's HTML, or is that CSS? What you're in now?
This is HTML. This blocks.
HTML is easier, correct, than CSS?
Yes. Yeah, CSS is how we customize and how we style everything on the site.
Right.
Most of our blocks come with preset CSS that we don't have to usually touch too much. Right. But a lot of your site, like at least your homepage, most of it is me customizing the homepage. Yeah, so that's that. I noticed, I just saw this myself because I use this tool. And this is not something that you did wrong. So I need to fix this for you right now. If that looks way better. Okay, so that's okay. What else did you have
Okay,
questions?
so if you page down on this page, keep going down below the header. That's the original photo. And that photo, if you just kind of let it take up the whole screen, like just page down a little bit more so that that one is, it looks, that kind of takes up a full 23-inch monitor without showing a lot of the bottom. I tried to make the other picture that size. Do you know what I'm saying? In other words, that picture, I mean, there are two ways that the home page can look. We can either have that picture take up the full page. In other words, we can have it take up this picture that we're looking at now, take up the full page, and have someone click on this real estate owned button right here that I changed to real estate owned, and then it pops down to the bottom. Or we could just leave it the way it is, and people could see all of this all at once. But I was just curious how to change the size of the picture if I wanted to.
Yeah, so that's also gonna be.
So I can't do that through the HTML aspect of it.
You can, but you just have to know where. And the problem with that is that if you change one thing in the HTML, it's going to stay the same on all size screens. So that's why we also use CSS to make changes, because we can do we can size different screens to look different ways. So for example, on a phone, the header wouldn't be as tall as on a desktop, for example. So this is all going to be CSS. You can see if I change this, it's making it taller.
Gotcha. So what would this look like on a 23-inch monitor if we wanted to have the photo, take up most of the screen, and then they would click on that real estate owned button that would bounce them down to the blue part?
So this isn't working.
Yeah, I didn't know where to link it to.
Okay. So you wanted to link it here.
Sure, go ahead. You can link it down to the blue.
So what we want to do is we have it's called an ID.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay, gotcha.
But you'll copy this.
So
it's scroll stop.
Yep.
And then you will put it. Sorry if I'm moving too fast. So for an href, you actually don't need this hash. Wait.
Well, can you do that using the functionality of the site itself? In other words, if you click on that,
let's try.
If you click on that button as details, right, and then you click on the link, tell me what when you pulled the drop down menu down, how would I identify what that blue strip is, and how would I know so that I could have it bumped down to that?
That's a good question. Let's see.
Well, I mean, that's.
So
go ahead.
Yeah, we'd use the details mode, click on the button, and then you'd click the link.
Yep.
And then let's just try it and see if doing this works.
Well, you can pull that drop down menu down. It might be there.
There we go. Yep, right here. See how
okay, that's what it's. So, and how do I know if I want to ever make a button jump to another page? How did you find out what that section was called?
So you would go into blocks mode, and then you'd click the edit button right here.
Okay.
And if it doesn't have an ID, then it's not going to show. It probably wouldn't show it. So you look for the section.
Okay.
You look for the ID, and then you can see right here the name is scroll stop.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay, but this changing the size of a photograph can only be done in CSS.
In this case, yes. in almost all the other cases, like images, I'm pretty sure, Anne, right, you can use like details mode.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. But because this is a header, it's a little bit different. It comes with those
Yeah.
preset heights in the site builder CSS. Sometimes you won't be able to find those, the CSS in the custom CSS, because it's a preset, it's a pre-made block. So that's just something to keep in mind. There's all these little things. So I'm gonna save that button so that it goes to that block.
And just to let you guys know, we have about 5 minutes left. If I let this call go over, Jared will, I don't know what he'll do to me. I don't want to find out.
Well, hopefully I helped a lot.
Well, yeah. Okay, so that's what it looks like on a 21-inch. Did you change the size of the photo or not on the front photo?
No, not yet. So to do that,
I mean, I don't know. I guess I didn't. I wanted to see what it looked like, what it might look like, but yeah.
it would look like this.
Okay. Gotcha.
So
But we could try it like that, and then I could always ask you to change it back,
Yeah.
since we have a minimum amount of time.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Okay. All right. So let's go to the next section. Anne, you want to explain the
Yeah.
New York? New York. Yeah.
Do you want me to make you the presenter or?
Oh, sure. Sure.
Okay.
If that's
Okay. Do I do that or do
I don't think you
I'm
really
doing
need
it right
to,
now.
honestly. Oh, okay. All right. Actually, Anne, I don't think you need to. Why don't you go back to her and we can just talk her through it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
Mm.
You're the presenter. Oh, there we go.
Okay, I got it.
Okay. So if you want to go, to a version of the site so we can see, okay. So you see where it says the locations, we're not going to use that anymore, so we can take that out. We don't have to take it out right this second, but that we're not going to be using that. So we're going to have foreclosures right there next to it, right? And that's the New York, Connecticut, PA, and then you'll have City of Newburgh underneath that. And you also, those will correspond with the icons that you developed in the blue section.
Okay, great.
Okay, great. So now let's click on New York. Okay. Oh, no, I don't think that's New York. No.
Ooh, what happened there? Uh-oh. Okay, is this it?
Where did it go there? Okay, well, so for New York, can you go up to the top real quick before you do that? I just want to see where no,
I've seen that
something's wrong.
happen before, Lee. That block somehow got put on your page. I can go in and delete it though. That was weird. I don't know if you can even delete it, Danny.
No, I can't. That's a bug, I think.
Okay, it is a bug, so I'll fix that. I even have one power that Danny doesn't have.
All right, so you're going to get rid of that thing that looks strange.
Yeah, I'll do that right now.
All I did, okay, so let's go. So all I did here, Danny, was I took some of your content, one of your premium blocks, and I stuck it in here so that it would look professionally formatted. And then I took the map image and stuck it here, but that obviously that's not going to fit there. So so we want to put the actual dynamic map over there and make sure it's sized right to fit in there.
Okay, let's see. Here is a new builder. Oh, I see. Did you want the working map, like this map?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we have to do is
in other words, the way it was before, it was just like some text, big font text and a map. But this way it's somewhat looks like it was designed, with the map integrated with the text. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So we're gonna have to delete all this. Let's see. Let's see if this works.
Now, are you moving the look, are you moving that line over so that it can fit, or?
Let's try that. So I'm changing the columns a little bit. Let's just do 6 and 6. It sometimes doesn't look how it's supposed to look in the builder, so sometimes we have to publish. So let me see what's going on here. Then I'm gonna do a refresh of the page. This is gonna go away. Okay. The map's there, but it's not functioning. This is a tricky little map. Oh, it's probably because I have 2 of them on the same page. Let me copy all this so I don't lose it. Let's try. I'm gonna write myself a note. Okay. Let's try this again. Yeah, so now it'll work as a functioning map.
Okay. Is there any way we can make the map a little bit bigger than it is?
We'd have to adjust the.
I'm not saying make it huge or, significantly bigger, but just maybe a little bit, because we were only missing that one county of Chautauqua, so we only needed to make it slightly smaller.
Okay. We'd have to do like something like this. 4 and 8 is 12.
Yep.
But that looks kind of bad.
Oh, that looks bad.
So maybe we could, yeah, it has to equal 12, so that's a problem.
I mean, that looks better. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and
All right,
we can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't change the map size at all. We can only change the column size.
Gotcha. All right. So we would just have to replicate that for the other counties. Do you mind if I just quickly see what it looks like on my end here? I just want to
Yeah.
go to.
Do you want to be the presenter, Lee?
What's that?
Do you want to be the
Oh,
presenter?
no, I'm just
okay.
no, I'm just looking at it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. That's good actually. That's not bad. That's pretty good. Yeah. Yep, that's good. And actually, I actually like the River Realty Services with the logo. I'm thinking on that homepage. But anyway, I'll send you an email about that. But now you said that you had fixed on the homepage the width where it said find home, sell my home, see home. It's not doing that on my version.
I haven't fixed it yet, but I can.
Oh, you haven't published it yet. Okay.
Yeah, I haven't done that one yet, but I've done most other ones. So.
Okay, because I thought I saw you do that one where it says find home.
Yeah, I was showing you on the live site because.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was just showing you on the live site how I'm gonna fix it.
Okay.
So it'll look better.
Okay, so what else? I think that was it. We just have to do that for the other counties. Let me just get out of this here. And
That didn't change this here, Anne.
What was that?
That didn't change it here, but I'm gonna change it for him.
Okay.
Because I think sometimes details mode is finicky.
Yeah, that's what we've noticed.
so this page,
Oh,
this page hasn't been published yet. You're saying?
I haven't published the the width change here. I'm gonna have to write some CSS to fix it.
And what about the size of the photo? It looks like it's back to the original size.
Yeah, I didn't do that either. I'll have to do that. I have to write the CSS again for that.
I see. Okay.
So I'll do that when we're off the call and really quick.
Okay. Got it. Okay, and if you go into the CSS into the actual New York map, you'll notice in the code that it looks like it's going to for each county, the code that you did for the searches, you want it to pull river. And I don't mind if you want to show me how to amend or adjust the code. There were two things. One is what it should be doing is the search result there that we should be getting is all foreclosures in that county. In other words, it'll look at the combined feed or look at all the MLS feeds that we have going into Blue Roof, and then it will find all the foreclosures that are under the foreclosure field, and also River Realties will come up first in New York State. I'm sorry, in that county. Is that how it's set up now?
I believe so.
Is it just pulling all the properties in that county? In other words, is it pulling foreclosures?
So you can see, yeah, it's pulling financial foreclosure.
Okay.
In Orange County, and then it's pulling your MLS office IDs.
Okay, so is it only pulling our foreclosure listings, or is that correct? Or is it pulling all foreclosure listings?
It's just prioritizing yours, that's all.
Okay, because that's the reason why it has the RV, ERCP, MG, etc. Just for priority's sake?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And then there is that Raphael L in there. Did you ever find, you haven't, did you add the Ulster?
Yeah, I'm still looking at that.
Did you add the Ulster MLS?
Well, the thing is, we don't even have it in our drop-down list, so that's a mystery to me that I need to solve. I'm still looking into it because I couldn't even add it yesterday. So, which it's not a problem to get it from WolfNet, but then where did that come from?
Oh wait, you're saying WolfNet doesn't even support Ulster MLS?
No, we just haven't downloaded it from them yet. We have access to it. We just can't. We just haven't put it in our list yet. So
I see.
Yeah, so I just need to request that.
Oh, you have to go through a process of requesting that.
Oh, it's easy. It's just I just go to a developer and say, hey, can we get Ulster added, and they add it for me.
Okay, because right now, if someone clicks on Ulster MLS, they're only going to see the Ulster MLS listings that are in the other MLSs. It's not pulling Ulster data right now.
Yeah, so I need to fix that.
And that Raphael L, you have no idea why that's in
I
there.
don't. That's
as long
just
as
a
it doesn't
mystery to me.
affect the results, that's fine.
Yeah, looks
like they're all. Okay, well, Lee, if you and I need to talk more, we can, but I'm going to let Danny go so that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, Danny, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm gonna fix these few little things. So, don't go in the site for like next 30 minutes, and then should be okay.
Okay. Great. I think we covered everything, Em. So if you want I'll just wait and I'll take a look at the site in a couple of hours.
Okay, yeah. And in the meantime, I've got this recorded, so I'll send it over to you for your reference.
Okay. Now you're gonna work on getting Ulster MLS integrated, and also anything the thing that we talked about the Newburgh, City of Newburgh specific properties where we wanted to put those.
So what my answer is kind of the same that I've been getting is, yes, we can do that, but it's going to take development time, so that one has to wait. We're already approved to put that new MLS in. That development time is already approved. So as soon as you're ready for that, we can do that. But since the other would take new development time, I have to put that out a ways. But he said at some point, yeah, we can do it.
Well, I mean, we wanted to isolate the city of Newburgh properties.
Yeah.
So I guess, I mean, I could tell you could do it now if you can tell me how much it's going to be.
I will ask again. I mean, he was saying he doesn't want to get a quote for it right now because we don't have the bandwidth right now. So he wants to get some
Oh,
other. Yeah, he wants
oh,
to
it
get some
impacts
other
that
quote.
impacts your bandwidth? Oh, every time you add more criteria, it impacts
No,
your
I
bandwidth?
mean our human capital, our people that we have available to do the work.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Well, I think the problem with clicking on the city of Newburgh and showing other foreclosures in the city differentiate is potentially going to be, you know, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to go live if we're showing, you know, other properties there.
Okay.
Um,
I'll ask again. I'm willing to go back and try again.
I mean, if our properties come up first,
Mm-hmm.
we have properties that are bank owned and some that are city owned. So,
Mm-hmm.
but all right, I guess we'll wait on that.
Okay.
Yep.
Fantastic.
All right. Okay, wonderful.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lee.
Thanks.
Talk to you soon.
Yep.
Bye.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks.